What's up, guys? Velo here, and today we're going to be talking about practicing. Right? We were having a little discussion earlier today about the differences between players landing hot and people playing it a little bit more safe in Battle Royale, which is fine. But in this video, I wanted to go over how to actually improve in, I guess, this end of Season 10, moving on to Season 11. We don't know what Season 11 is going to bring as far as a map, but in terms of practicing, this has stuck with me through various titles, playing Call of Duty, Counter-Strike when I switched to keyboard and mouse, and then now Fortnite, as well as some other games. But it really just comes down to the same thing, and this can be applied to sports, it can be applied to video games, it can be applied to business, and it is practicing. If you want to improve, right? Everybody wants to improve, but if you want to improve quickly, right, in the most efficient way, you have to practice. You have to play with purpose, right? So having a goal when you get on and what you're trying to improve that day. Now, of course, we still want to have fun. We want to enjoy the game. It is more fun, in my opinion, when you are better and when you're better at the game. So practicing and getting better is going to make a difference. But I'm going to go over, today we're going to talk about editing. There's a whole lot of stuff that we can unpack here. But I just wanted to take you into what I do to warm up for editing. And then this is a map that you guys can use to get a little bit better about building and editing. It includes a little bit of aiming. I can make a whole nother video on how to practice your aim, and that would include there's some aim training maps within Fortnite, but honestly, for me personally, it would be going into Steam. There's a aim training thing that I used to use in Counter-Strike that I have it open right now. This right here is by far the best aim training map. Not aim training map, but aim training program out there. There's a bunch of different things that you can practice, and I can make a video specifically on this if you guys are interested in that. But basically, you can work on all different types of aiming drills for your Fortnite. And I used to use this for Counter-Strike, and it's really effective. I promise you guys use this a few times a week, and you're going to see a big difference in your aim ability. And there's a bunch of different types of aim, not just that tile frenzy that I showed you, but there's strafing aim and long distance strafing, vertical strafing, movement, shooting, things like that. So it's good. Anyway, so let's talk about editing. Editing and building is a big part of Fortnite. Huge. So for me, there's this map here called the Get Good Edit course. Here's the code right up here if you guys want to enter this to play along. It takes a little while to load up, so I might just cut right now. And that took about 30 seconds. Now we can travel to the island. So the Get Good Edit course, there are a lot of advanced things in here. They don't have to be advanced, I guess. But what you want to do, depending on your level, everybody's going to be different. But let's talk about beginner to intermediate player. You're going to want to start very slow. As much as you want to improve very fast, part of practicing with purpose is to be patient. There's a lot of P's: patience, purpose, practice, planning. Okay. But what you're going to do here for this edit course, and it's just running down this way, they do have an aim trainer. It's not very good in my opinion, but what you're going to do is come down. In the first couple times, you're not going to know what to do in different spots. There's some YouTube videos out there walking you through this. It probably took me like 4 or 5 times through the map to kind of learn the patterns and everything, but we're just starting with some basic patterns. Everything in Fortnite, building and editing, if you want to get it so that you can do it really fast, like you guys see these people do, it's patterns, right? Everything's a pattern. In this case, we're doing a wall, floor, cone edit. So the wall you can edit any way you guys want, you know, but in this case, I usually just do like a lower triangle, or sometimes I'll do a lower fourth like that. But for me, lower corner. And then you can do your floor edit, or in this case, the ceiling. I still call them floors when they're above you. You can either do one box. A lot of people will do the 2, and then the cone, just like that, right? So here's your first pattern. This is a common pattern in these edit maps. You can do a door, but it takes longer to go through, right? So for me, it's boom. And it's just getting that timing, right? Getting that timing, and also depending on what you're playing on, if you're playing on PC like me, then you can follow along with what I know. But if you're doing this on console, you have to first click your edit button, right? And then create the edit and then hit confirm. So that is a, for me, left, right, left with my hands. So left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. Right. So it's really quick. Same thing we're doing it here is going to be edit, click, confirm, edit, click, confirm. So that's a pattern. All right. So we just did this alone is pattern, and that was very fast. And you're not going to be very fast the very first time you do it. Okay. So be patient. Let me do this again. So at first I would say maybe walk through, be accurate, and then boom, you're done. Now you're editing down through a floor any way you want to do that. And then we edit a wall, and then you shoot. All right, so that's the pattern. That's the first pattern. I think you do this like three or four times. Same thing, we're editing a wall, floor, cone, floor, wall, shot. And you have to hit these guys in the head. Okay, we do it again. We're doing a wall, floor, cone, floor, wall, shot. Okay, so start slow, and then you'll get, well, I don't know why I just built a ramp, but you'll get faster at it. As soon as I try to go fast. So we're going to go back. I'm going to cut the video right now. We're going to go back and do that again. All right, so we're back at the beginning of the Get Good Edit course. I always move my shotgun over to my 3 slot. You can move it to wherever you want. But again, going back to patterns, learning patterns in building, learning patterns in editing are going to make you faster and more familiar. And the only way that you're going to be able to do this is with repetition, right? The more reps you get, the more familiar you're going to be with them. And this gets back to the point that I was trying to make earlier on Facebook, is that yes, you can, you're going to, let's look at 2 different trains of thought here. If you're just getting on and you just want to unwind and have fun and just do your thing, that's great. That's what video games are meant to be, fun. But if you are more serious about improving at the game and getting better so that you can have more fun and get more enjoyment out of the game, then you have to put a little time into it. And the only way that you're going to, I don't want to say the only way you're going to get better. You're going to get better doing it the other way. It's just going to take way longer, is getting repetitions. And in this case, we have a map that is dedicated to getting these repetitions for these edits, right? So we just did that same edit. We're doing a wall, floor, cone, and then down through a floor, through a wall, and shot. So we're getting a little aim practice in there also. All right, so I was not able to do it that fast when I first started. In fact, I made a ton of mistakes. Mainly, for me at least, was coming up through a, this was something that I struggled with for a long time, coming up through a floor and a cone. Every single time I would do this, and I'd be like stuck in this, and I couldn't figure out how to edit this, all right? I've gotten better at that because doing repetitions and working on the things that I know are my weaknesses, okay? So let's go ahead and get to this next section. These are just reset edits, okay? So if you can just run through here if you want to, but if you want to do reset edits, all you're doing is resetting the wall and then editing it again, and you can do, you know, various types of edits to get through it. And this brings us to the next section here. This is editing cones through floors. So we're just going up. It's getting in the rhythm of editing cones, whether you want to do it that way or just a corner, or you could even, in theory, do it like that. Like that. I don't know why you do that, but, and then you're editing up through a floor, right? Cone, floor, cone, floor, cone, floor. And I need to get faster with the floor there one for me, but you got to understand your weaknesses, practice with purpose, and know what you're working on and what you need to improve on, okay? So here comes the next section. This is very common in edit courses. It's editing down through a tower. If you guys don't know how to do it, all you do is you're going to edit your floor, the hole underneath you, so you fall down, and then you're going to edit the stair. So we're going to edit a single staircase on the other side so that it places it there and we fall down. Same thing, edit the floor, edit stair. And you'll get faster in that the more you do it. Reset edits, we've already gone over this. And this brings us to our first section for building. Now, they like to do these little backwards ramps. This is a good edit to know, by the way, is taking a ramp and flipping it around. So right now you see these arrows are facing me. That tells me that the ramp is going this direction. If you just grab this middle box right here, click and drag it over to that middle box, the ramp turns around, right? So same thing if I come the other way. Okay, this is useful. Oftentimes, this is most useful in a box fight where you edit this. You just placed a ramp, and now your enemy is behind your ramp, and then you can turn it around, and now you can shoot them, right? So, all right, first set of 90s. If you guys don't know how to do this, if you don't know how to do 90s, there's a variety of ways to do 90s. I'm going to do it my way, and there's probably better videos in that. But again, it comes down to patterns. Okay, building 90s is a pattern. It's a pattern with your hand, it's a pattern with the click, it's a pattern with your left hand if you're playing on, well, on both console or PC, but PC, I'm hitting different buttons to choose my builds. So in this case, I'm putting down a ramp, I'm building 4 walls, I'm jumping, and at the same time, putting down a floor and a ramp, right? I'm doing the floor and the ramp almost simultaneously, doing my walls. Sometimes I get this wall down also. What? And then I jump like that. So 90s look like that. To prevent the whole jump delay, jump fatigue rather, after you've done 3 jumps, we usually do what's called a double 90, where we're just building out another ramp and then doing the same pattern. See, 3 jumps, build another ramp. And this is just a pattern that I've developed over practice and practice. I was very bad when I first started. I would do it more like, you know, ramp, build, okay, oh, I put a ramp over my head. This was so common. And then I'd like jump, and like a lot of the times I'd end up putting this, you know, roof above me or something like that. That's fine, right? But you're not going to get better unless you practice it, right? So that's that. Now we get into editing down again. I think what we're doing is just editing down through a tower so we can do 90s the other direction, which most people do 90s to the right, almost everybody. The skilled players, the really advanced players, can do all of their edits and their builds both directions. I actually was really bad at doing them to the left until just recently when I spent a little bit more time on this map. I'm still not, it feels so weird. And I'm like, see, I did box myself in. And that's going to happen. Things like this are going to happen. But I'm getting better since I've been doing this map. And then that brings you to this little box. And then we just edit back down through the stairs. And you can see this is repetition. The only thing I don't like about this tower edit is that all of the ramps are going the same direction. And that's not really how it happens in game. Most of the time we build a tower up and we're doing 90s. That ramp is rotating 90 degrees every time. So editing down through a tower or even a 1x1 tower, it's not going to be quite like that. But there's other maps out there that you can edit down through those various towers, or you can build them in creative. All right, so now what is this? More tower edits. See how all the ramps are going the same way? That's not how it's going to be most of the time in a game. So we're just getting reps in. This is a very long map, by the way, so bear with. All right, new section. This one, for whatever reason, I always struggle with this. I don't know if maybe it would help if I build a cone here. My wall never catches here, but if you guys don't know how to do these fall down catches, I don't know what forget, for whatever reason, the name's escaping me right now, but basically you're just building walls down and catching yourself on a cone. See, my wall never catches here. On this one, if I'm doing it off like my own build, it's no problem. You can shoot this guy if you want to. Basically, we're just trying to fall down. I didn't go quite far enough there. Pop. So this is the only section that I ever have an issue with, and I feel like it's something messed up with the map because I can do this in game, no problem. And for whatever reason, that wall never catches. So, all right. So here we're getting into new pattern. We're going down through a floor. We're editing a ramp, and then we're editing a wall. Okay. This is patterns. Floor, ramp, wall, floor, ramp, wall. And the only reason I'm fast with it is because I've just done this so many times, and I'm fast in comparison if you're brand new to this, right? There's people, and you can watch it on YouTube. I don't even know how they move their mouse and edit that fast. All right, so we're just editing through various groups of walls. I don't ever remember the pattern here. So you just reset edits, patterns. Okay, so now we get to the first part of side jumps or scissor jumps. They're called different things. This could be a little advanced if you're new to movement and building in Fortnite. Basically, the scenario is you're building a ramp here and somebody puts a cone or a floor above you. Okay. Now, in this case, there's a few things that you can do in a real scenario. Is you can put a ramp underneath your, a floor underneath your ramp and then build out like this, right? But he's going to have the upper hand on you, being above you. So what, and I'm still not great at this, a side jump is you're jumping and putting a floor underneath you, but you went up a level, right? So we're landing up here, right? With that side jump. Let me break this real quick. So what you're doing is you're jumping and then you're building a floor and then a ramp underneath you. In this case, they're making us turn these ramps around for whatever reason, but you guys see the pattern here, and it's just learning how to do side jumps, which I was really bad at this, and this map has gotten me a lot better at them. I still don't utilize them as much as I probably should in game. I tend to do the option number 1 that I was talking about. If someone builds over me, I'll put a floor underneath me, and then I'll just like, you know, scissor out like that. But I've been practicing it. I've been getting better. I know the area that I'm weak in, and I know what I can improve on, right? That's playing. I don't know why I built the ramp there. That's playing with purpose, practicing with purpose, understanding your weaknesses and where you can improve. See, I just made a mistake there. All right, let's do this. There we go. Edit the ramp. All right, so this brings us to tunneling, and I know that somebody said that people don't tunnel in this game, at endgame. Forget who it was. I'm not going to call you out. But you're right. You know, in a typical, especially if you're playing squads, right, you don't see people tunneling or box fighting a lot. But in in-game scenario, solos, this skill can be useful for you. Maybe you're injured and you need to get into campfires or something like that. But if you get more advanced and you're playing arenas, or you just get in a lobby with people that are doing this and you need to be able to defend, this is very useful in zone wars. Tunneling, again, it's a pattern. You know, you're learning a pattern that the more you do it, the more you don't have to think about the action. So in this case, we're putting a floor down and a ceiling above us. I'm just going to call them floor, floor. So that right there is a pattern. For me, I hit my Z key. That's my build button for my floor. And I just went down, up, really quick, down, up. And then I switch to my walls and I build 3 walls. Boom. Okay, so that's the second part of the pattern. Then I come back to the wall, edit, and then I do that same pattern, right? And I can do it a lot faster there. In this case, you know, it gives you the opportunity to do some cheeky little shots like that. One little tip right there, I'll show it again, pattern. If you're going to edit on somebody and shoot with them, make sure you switch to your weapon first, right? So if I just built this wall and I have my map and my pencil out, if I edit this, I'm standing here with my map and my pencil out. And then by the time I switch to my shotgun, this guy's already blasted me in the face. So quick little tip, if I just built this wall, I switch to my shotgun first, edit, and then you can get the shot a lot faster. So pattern, right? See, these are patterns. Now I just did that pretty fast. I'm gonna do it a little bit slower here in just a second, show it again. If I was just practicing this, I'm just getting the idea of tunneling, and you're supposed to be following this like little ditch here. I would go boom, boom. So floor, floor, wall, 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 edit, confirm, floor, ceiling, wall, 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 edit, confirm, floor, ceiling, wall, wall, wall. All right. And then as you practice, you'll get faster at it. And sometimes I do that. I don't know why I keep building doors. And you don't always have to build middle, edit middle circle for that shot. I think it's probably better for me if I start practicing not doing that, because I've just been doing that for so long on here. Maybe I need to start like doing like something like this. You know, practicing scenarios that can get me better. This room, I really don't know the purpose. For consistency, because it does time you how long. I've been going right now for 13 minutes. It does time you. So for consistency, if I'm trying to get faster, I just make it, for me, I have to edit every piece of material in here, right? So I come through and I'll edit this ramp, I'll edit this, I'll edit that. Something like that. This way, it's just every single time I come through, I have to do that, and it's going to keep my times consistent so that I can compare All right, the last time I did it, it took me 13 minutes. This time it took me 10 minutes. Well, did I just run through here and not do any of the edits to have some shortcuts? So, all right, so this is more tunneling, but this is when you are trying to like rotate zones and you're trying to protect one side of you. Instead of doing the 3 walls, right, you're gonna leave one side open, the side that you're going to move to. In this case, we're doing like a Z pattern, so it's floor, floor, wall, wall. All right, pattern, floor, floor, wall, wall. Leaving this side open because we're a floor, floor, wall, wall. Pattern. Sometimes, I don't know if I don't think we could like reset this whole thing right now, but sometimes you're rotating and people are only on your left-hand side, right? There's no purpose of wasting mats building this whole right side wall. So that's another one where you can do floor, floor, wall, wall, floor, floor, and then you're just doing like floor, 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 wall, wall, floor, 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 wall, wall, floor, 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 wall, wall. Patterns. These are all scenarios that you can get into, but there's way too many to cover in just one video. So we're editing down. Oh, so here we are again doing the floor, ramp, walls. And what do we have here? Okay, so now we're building a ramp, and then we're editing 3 floor and a cone. Building a ramp, edit. Down through the tower, floor, ramp, wall. Nice mistake. All right, so this one's kind of tricking me up. Having to immediately switch to a ramp. So, oh, this section, let's go back to this. This section, I was watching some other videos and everybody was just running through it like this, editing like this, and just running through. I really think the creator of this designed it to do those 180 edits where you're coming up, you're grabbing this one, moving it here, and then hitting edit, and now you're underneath the ramp. Okay. But you can do it any way you want. But what I just did, whatever side you start on is going to be the low side, right? So if I click here and go here, this is going to be the low side. That's the high side. So I've actually been seeing a lot of people doing this when they build a ramp over somebody, is they'll flip it and now they're boom right in the guy's face. So in this case, I believe that the designer of this meant for you to do like this. Well, see, I did it. I confirmed the edit too early and I landed on top of the ramp. What you have to do if you're going to do this edit, you have to be past here and then confirm. Now you're under the ramp. Like this, and then edit. Cool. This is just another variation of the ramp wall edits. Throws you up a little bit higher. I don't know the purpose, just to, you know, trip you up a little bit. One thing I have been working on, and I don't know that I like it better, editing down through these towers, is I'll go like this and then I'll edit both of these, and it's more of like this circle pattern. I don't know if I like that or not. I'm kind of used to doing it this way. Hey. All right, so now we get into some edit shots, and this is really good, not only for aim, but just in that close quarters combat edit shot. If I miss, if I don't kill him all the way, I'll re-edit like it's, you know, a game. He's dead. You're editing a wall, and this is that situation that I was talking about where he is now behind the ramp and you have to spin it around, right? Or you could have also just like edited this side and shot him. And there's different ways you can do this, you know? You can mix it up, maybe not do the exact same edit every time. And the first few times you do it, it's going to take a while. You're going to be slow at it. And the more you practice, you'll learn the patterns. You'll get better at it. When I'm doing this for myself and I'm trying to get better, I won't move on until someone's actually dead, just for consistency. This guy, usually what I'll do is I'll actually build a ramp and then I'll edit it. Try to edit it. Something like that. Hey. But you guys get the idea. He's up top, right? Could go back to my aim training map that I was talking about before. That scenario right there is probably never going to really happen, or not frequently at least, but and here we go, editing down through towers again. This is the only thing I don't really like about this map is they do this a lot. And I don't edit down through towers very often. All right, so this is one that I don't really know how they want you to do it. I usually just build like this over them and then edit it myself. So that includes the build and the edit. This one's pretty fun. Impulse. And then pop. And it has like little checkpoints. More tower edits that I'm messing up. Oh, editing up through a tower. So this is something cool. Not that people make towers out of cones, but if you're building your own, it's just editing up through cones. So what I'm doing here is I'm editing the cone, and this, what I'm doing is jumping and then resetting the cone. So now I'm above the cone, right? Edit it up, jump, reset. And you can actually, you don't have to necessarily reset the cone. You can edit the cone in a different way, right? So you can like click here and then click over here and jump. Oh, that's not the cone. Like that. But for me, because my reset button is so fast with the mouse wheel, I like doing it that way. And we get to our aim section. I'm not a fan of this. Like, it's okay. Maybe because I'm missing all my shots. But it's okay. I don't think this is this isn't where you should be relying on improving your aim. Wow. Maybe I need to spend more time here. All right, so moving on. Oh, we're going down. All right, so editing down through a pyramid, you're gonna edit up the one side that you want to be higher, and now you're below it. Interesting. I think we're pretty close to the end. All right, this one's like a little flint knock since that's back in the game. Oh, wasn't meant to take fall damage there, but whatever. And here's a good place. Again, patterns. This spot is meant to do ramp, floor, walls. So you're doing a ramp, building a floor, building a wall. You guys have probably seen plenty of people do this. If you don't know how to do it, there's a lot to learn in terms of placement and when to choose. So you're not putting a floor over your head like this, or you're not putting a wall in front of you like this. It's just your positioning, and that's something that you have to practice by going slow. In this case here, they want you to do doubles like this. I just kind of spam it, but I use the single more than the double, but you know, it's something that you can work on. Reset edits, wall edit, editing down through cones. Reset that. And these are just a variety of scenarios, right? Editing back up. This is the one I said I used to struggle with a lot, was editing through floor and then cone. And this map has gotten me better at it. I'm sure I knew I was going to mess up right there. Come on. And this one, I'm just resetting all of the cones. Look at that. More tower edits that I'm not doing a good job at. Oh, hello. There we go. I did just change my sensitivity, so I'm going to use that as my excuse. Come on. And then you're done. And then you get your time, which was, wow, 23 minutes, 17 seconds. I hope you guys didn't watch this whole thing. So yeah, this is just a good edit course to work on editing, a little bit of building, a little bit of shooting. If you guys want to see more on the aim training map that I was doing before, leave a comment, give it a like, and I'll see you guys next time.